and welcome, dearest. I'm Grandma Mimsy, and this is the showing of the fun of the clear, cold, hot green, sticky stamping, color changing, jelly air dry polish from SheModern. So I have here, move this out of the way so you can see. Here's what I did for me, just something simple and quick and kind of fun. So this is cold, so let's see what nails are not that long that it's gonna, okay, we'll do the thumb so you can see. I did the squiggles in both crisp from Maniology, so you could see that, and the base color underneath is, let's see, Sandbar B475 and crisp is B349. So there you can see what it looks like cold. It gets darker. Let's see if we can, nope, wrong one. Oh, I thought I was prepared. See, you think you get everything, and then there's always something that I'm gonna need to make a list. Anyway, so I'll put it back in the cold. There's my thumb so you can see what it looks like. I did put it all over, but I did put a little bit more of a heavier concentration at the tip. Now we'll stick it in the hot so you can see it kind of disappears. It's so cool. And then back in the cold and it's back again. Oh my God. So yes, when you go outside and or do dishes or something, you get to see the fun. So here is the original ones that I did. We'll put it in the cold. Put it halfway into the hot so you can see the difference between the two. Let me back my piece of paper. Stick it all in the cold, halfway into the hot, so you can see. So here's my, I'm gonna move these out of the way now so that I don't trip over myself. Here's my thoughts on this. And I am not a huge fan of the, how do I put, okay, I've done acrylic and I've had acrylic and the gel and all that fun stuff that, you know, you go into the nail salon to do. I personally don't do the you know, thoughts are all competing for where I want to go. I personally don't have the stuff to do the acrylics and or the gel stuff where you're going from the powder and you have to mix things and all that other stuff. Haven't quite gone down that rabbit hole yet. because I'm in a small space, and it's enough with just doing the polish and the fumes that it could knock you out. So, and I know that those are a little bit more intense. And then you have the other ones that require the little special lamp, light, other thing to type polish that hardens as well. And again, that would mean batteries or electronics and other things to kind of figure things out. Haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet. So this is pretty much where I've been sticking with the air dry polish. And most of the jellies that you get that's in a nail polish form, I really didn't like. That's just a regular jelly polish. I'm not a huge fan of those because it's a texture thing, in that they don't really feel like they dry. They kind of are sticky and squishy and it tacky, and I mean, you know, they feel something to the touch, and the way that they harden, I don't really have a whole lot of experience to figure that. Again, whole other rabbit hole. Haven't just figured out what I was missing when it came to the jellies. This one doesn't have that same texture, I guess is what I'm trying to describe. It is classified as a jelly, and it does have a little bit of that gelatin kind of consistency, where it's kind of sticky and stretchy and jiggly wiggly kind of dessert thing. But this one doesn't seem to have that full on board tacky, goopy jelly kind of, you know, like on your toast. It doesn't have that weird texture to it. It's more of a like a latex kind of, where it's got a little bit of a stretchy to it, but the formula is more of a cream or kind of like a regular type of polish to me. It just does have the look of the jelly, where you get that kind of translucent thing. So I can recommend this, is what I'm saying, is that it doesn't have that same weird feeling to it. And I'm a textures person. If it doesn't feel right in the mouth, if it does, you know, to make it taste right, and how does it feel on the skin, if it's itchy and scratchy, I'm not having it. Like the powder that came with last month's or a previous month's recently of the gingerbread box with Maniology. I love their powders and their chromes and all that stuff that goes along with that. But that I'll grab it here really quick. And I love 99.9% of Maniology's products, except for the ones that, you know, in various ways goes along. This is one of them. It's called Frosting, and it has that sanding finish to it. I like my textures to be smooth. When they're done, I want a top coat that goes over it that feels just, you know, has the gloss of things. Even if it's a matte top coat kind of thing, I still like it to be smooth and not have, so if the polish I'm using has a bunch of glitters that are sticking up, or the powders, you know, is the chunky glitter, if I can't get that to top coat and I'm still feeling the edges of it, it's coming off. So I'm just, you know, you can't take my opinion and, you know, feel for and textures of things if you don't understand kind of where I'm coming from. Because, you know, let's just say if I'm not a fan of lemons, which I am, but if I and I know people who are not, you know, same thing with pineapple. If I'm not a fan of lemons or pineapple, and I'm tasting a dessert or a drink or a food that has those as an ingredient, I'm not going to be a fan of that dish, drink, or item, because its base ingredients is something that I don't care for. So my opinion is kind of slanted if I go, yeah, I don't like it. So I'm explaining my opinions on this, that if you are a fan of jelly type stuff, you'll love this. If you're not a fan of jelly, you might like it, because it's not just because it's classified as a jelly, to me doesn't feel like the traditional jellies I've had before that have that weird kind of stretchy, dessert sticky kind of feel to them. This one is actually does air dry, and when you top coat it, it doesn't have that feel where you're catching on things. It's just, there's that, you know, sticky things, and then you go to pick up something, and next thing you know, you can't, everything wants to grip to your nails. Yeah, that's not fun, and I'm not having those. So there you go. This one doesn't, like I said, I tried because I just wanted to do something to show, and I think it kind of came out cute. We'll keep that for a day or two, because that's still hot. I'm surprised. So there's the comparison where you have it in the dark and then you have it in the warm. So the parts that you put on you that are warm are going to where you're warm are going to stay like this. So if you did the image all the way across, which I did, but it's so light and so minimal that you can't quite see it underneath the other versions. But if you did more of a white background, which is kind of with these ones, you're going to get more of a vibrant, as I did on this one. It's recommended that you have a white base because you will see the dark better than if you have something else over a different shade base. And that's from the manufacturer and my experience, that you have more of a bold shade if you do your stamping over something that is lighter versus something darker. But you do need a darkness in there of some sort to be able to give you the contrast of things, like with this one where I did do it more all over, but it's hard to see because it kind of blends in with the other greens that I used on that. So if you're doing something like I said on a white background, then you will get the contrast, the pop of the shade, because these are a darker shade. So if you're doing it on a darker shade and you just want to see the white part, well, did I do one? Oh, I need to do one. I need to do one, and I'll come back and do another video later where it's just over dark. You won't see the image when it's because when it's cold is when you see the green, and when it's hot is when you will see the lighter, whiter version of it, the powder white of it. So the parts that you put higher up on your nail bed, where the heat and the warmth of your body will keep it more of this shade, where you will only see it very faintly because it'll just be in kind of this very light version of it. And then the tip part where your nail extends out, that it will be colder. This is what it will resemble, is that you'll have the lighter and then you will have the darker at the edge. Too bad they can't formulate a fourth version that does it the opposite way, so that it's darker on the parts, because this is where it's warm, it gets lighter, cold gets darker. So they need a part that is darker, and when it's cold gets lighter. So they need a reverse version, if that makes sense. So that is me exploring and sharing with this. I probably be using this more in the holiday stamping of designs of things to come. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me on my wild, wacky journey of nail art, therapy, and stamping. This is my form of self-care that keeps me from all the bad stuff. And I know that those who are following and watching, you're just trying to be the best human you can possibly be. Words are hard. the best human you can possibly be. Do not let those who are in the misery loves company. I'm having trouble with my words today. Do not let those who are in the misery loves company club recruit you. They are always recruiting, even though they may not know they're in the misery loves company club. Do your best to stay out of that club and or help recruit them the other way. So thank you to those who like, subscribe, follow, comment. I appreciate all the comments. Thank you very much. And I love all of you. I love you for who you are. You are enough. You matter. Because I know that there's a lot of messages that we get growing up, and sometimes we are our own worst critics because of the things that get said and the way they get interpreted. And you do matter. What you feel, what you would like to do, whatever situation you think you're in, find your bliss, find your happiness, provided what you're doing isn't hurting anybody else or yourself. Don't waste time waiting for the right time. Do what will make you happy, as long as you can do that financially, frugally, mentally, emotionally, safety-wise. I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything outside of your comfort zone that will make things not be okay for you. But if you're just afraid to take a start, ease in gradually. Sometimes some of these things you can't just put your toe in. Sometimes you actually have to prepare yourself, like I said, legally, financially, mentally, emotionally. All the bases are covered, and once you have all of your stuff covered and everything is safe and go, sometimes you got to take a leap of faith, and as I say, build your wings on the way down, because being scared of something and letting that hold you back from doing what your gifts are, the things that you were born to do, the things you were God-given abilities to do, things that you can learn how to do. Don't feel the fear and do it anyway. And there you go. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye.